वीरभद्राय अग्निनेत्राय घोरसंहारः सकललोकाय सर्वभूताय सत्यसाईश्वरा शम्भो शम्भो शङ्करा ॐ शिवोऽहम् ॐ शिवोऽहम् रुद्रनामं भजेऽहं भजेऽहम्
Pranams at the lotus feet of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, who is truly taking forward the legacy of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba in all aspects in our present times. Very dear and respected brothers and sisters, students, boys and girls. Tad Jeevitam Ahuhu Arya Yat Jeevitam Ishvara Padarpitam. Only that life can be truly called a life which is lived with devotion and dedication and surrender to God. Any other life led in pursuit of the ephemeral pleasures, wealth, position, power, authority, name and fame in this world is no life at all. There is no way we can truly congratulate ourselves for being a part of the Shivaratri celebrations in the divine presence of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. The true tenor and sacredness of Shivaratri is felt by every one of us. Our journeys will end only when we experience the oneness of all existence and our oneness with everything, everyone, and divinity. That is the truly goal of our life. I have been very fortunate to be a part of Shivaratri celebrations since 1965. I have been able to watch very fortunately this Lingodbhavam phenomenon, every one of them, first in the form of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and now in the proximity, vicinity, and presence of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Truly, I was one among you who pray and who prayed to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba and also pray to Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Swami, why do you take all the trouble to bring out the lingam? We can't see your pain. Many times, many of us have prayed, and I am very happy that Swami announced yesterday that it could be the last Lingodbhavam in the annals of the history of Sai phenomena. I still remember in 2007 and 12th of March, Mahashivaratri, when Baba asked me to speak, just before he spoke on the Mahashivaratri day, I made bold to pray to him, Swami, you have nothing to prove to the world. Why do you do this? We don't want to see your physical pain. You may say that you are not the body, you may not feel the pain, but we are ordinary mortals. We don't want to see that. And why not you materialize the lingam by waving your hand? I prayed, and Swami immediately materialized a lingam with his hand. And as bhajans began, again the lingodbhavam happened. This foolish Narasimurti prayed that I should bring out a lingam from the hand, therefore I did it. Why I bring out the lingam from my body, what does he know? Even today I don't know, and none of us can fathom. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. It is the same phenomenon. It is the same divine manifestation in the form of Bhagavan Sri Krishna who said this. I know every being which was there in the past, not human beings, every being. I know all the beings who are there today present in the universe. I also know every being which is going to come in the future. Bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. None can understand me. Even today, that is the same truth. It was true of Shirdi Sai Baba. It was true of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. It is true of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai also. When we interact with him, when we see him physically, there is not much difference between us. He talks like us, he walks like us, he eats like us, he makes jokes like us, he pulls our legs, and sometimes we also do it. But there is one thing, unmistakably, we know that he is divine, and that is in his tremendous sacrifice, courage, and the mountainous responsibility that he takes upon himself to help mortals like you and me. Every master comes to heal the wounds of the soul. But here is Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, here is Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, who feel our pangs of suffering and pain due to poverty, ignorance, ill health. He has taken upon himself the burden of healing our bodies also. And it is not such an easy proposition in today's world filled with rank materialism. And when everything is measured in the terms of money, again and again people have asked him. I have seen people asking this question to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and today I see the same question being asked to Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Swami, why free to everybody? Poor people, yes. Why rich people? And Swami definitely laughs within himself, laughs at our ignorance. Such a simple thing these people are not able to understand. I am the father and mother of everyone, and as a mother I give some food to any one of them. Should I give them a bill? I help my children with means for the alleviation of ailments of different kinds. Should I give them a bill? Why do you people don't understand this? It is such simple. Everybody is mine. Mother serves a morning breakfast, dosa to the child, and after the child eats the dosa, will the mother extend a bill? Oh, here is your bill, my dear son. I have served you a dosa. It is as simple as that, Swami says. And he has many times reminded us, because these are things which we cannot understand unless he himself talks about it. We could not have understood what was Bhagavan Sri Krishna if he himself had not spoken about himself in the Bhagavad Gita or manifested it on many occasions. Because nobody else, we are all just pygmies. What do we understand? A Gulliver, a divine Gulliver, like Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, a divine Gulliver like Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, we can never ever understand. He has to talk about himself. Many times he has reminded us, you are living in really historic times. You are living in very tremendously significant times. This is the time when the mankind will be lifted out of its sorrow and its misery by ushering in, by putting an end to the troubles and travails of the Kali age and bringing in the Sathya Yuga. Many times he has told us, we as human beings, we believe, we don't believe. Pashyanna pichana pashyati mood. We see, we don't see. We believe. This moment we believe, next moment we don't believe. See, that is the human predicament. Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. I know what is dharma. I don't have the willpower to practice dharma all the time. Sometimes I practice dharma. There is nothing consistent with the human mind other than its tendency to drift towards evil. There is nothing consistent. Everything is inconsistent with our minds, except one consistency. Left to itself, the mind will drift towards evil. And in such a predicament, one and the only way we can redeem ourselves, one and the only way we salvage ourselves is by following in the footsteps of the masters who have walked this earth, and today one who is walking the earth. And this, maybe after a decade or more, the whole world will realize. And many times, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai has reminded us that today the most powerful spiritually charged place in the universe is this place. Not because of you and me, but because he told us that Sri Rama, during his travel from Panchavati to Dhanushkoti, has walked this way. Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba has set his foot on the sacred soil many times. And today this is the place which gave the birth to another divine personality in the form of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. And what compassion, what love, what kindness. Why should he walk down among all the audience early in the morning with the lingam, probably the last of the lingodbhavam phenomenon, and help everyone touch that lingam, which is nothing but the embodied form of the spiritual strength in the form of Shiva. That is pure love. Why did Shiva, on the said to be mythologically Mahashivaratri day, drink the poison which could have destroyed the whole universe? The answer is one and the same. He is infinitely compassionate, loving, and his passion for redemption of mankind, which manifests once in every century or millennia. It is fathomless. Let us salute that compassion. Let us salute that infinite love, which today manifests in the form of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. We are all blessed, and I pray to Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai for his divine message on this wonderful morning. Thank you very much.
Yasya chittam dravibhutam kripaya sarvajantushu tasya jnanena mokshena kim jata bhasmalepanaihi. The one whose heart melts with compassion for all beings, for such a person, where is the need for jnana and moksha? Where is the need for smearing the body with ash and having a jata, matted hair? In the sense, where is the need for doing any other sadhana if your heart melts with compassion for all living beings? To me, Lord Shiva is that embodiment of compassion. Karunya Murti. His heart melts with compassion for all beings. Anybody who develops a heart like that becomes Shiva. How do I become you? Do what I do, say what I say, think what I think, feel what I feel, and you will become what I am. It is as simple as that. What is the heart of Shiva? It's compassion. Father's compassion. And that compassion, once we develop, we become that. Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. By knowing that, we become that. There is no other way. In fact, even becoming that is an illusion. We are that. That is the truth. We have to unbecome what we should not be. Selfishness is that which stops us from realizing that. So unbecome selfish and you will become Shiva. It is as simple as that. Austerities are important to develop a steady mind. Seva is important to purify ourselves of our selfishness, to rid of ourselves of selfishness. But above all, this wisdom that we are one, Jivo Brahmaivana Paraha, that wisdom comes only in a pure and a steady mind. When we go to Kailash Manasarovar, you will see that Manasarovar lake is there, Manasa Sarovara, the lake of the mind. When water is steady and clear, you can see the bottom of the lake. You can see the stones, you can see everything below. Likewise, Manasa Sarovar, this mind has to be steady and pure. Steadiness comes by austerities, withdrawing our senses from all kinds of worldly attractions, from unwanted things, thoughts, words, and actions. It helps us to steady the mind. And purify the mind, that happens by doing selfless service. So unless the mind is pure and steady both, it is very difficult to see this truth which manifests within ourselves at all times. And therefore the whole purpose of all these festivities, all these celebrations and the seva everywhere is to purify the mind and steady the mind, and the wisdom will dawn by itself. You don't it effortlessly. It will happen. When the sun has to rise, it rises. All the darkness disappears. Nobody enables it. It just happens. Likewise, when you are ready and when you are steady, then go will happen. To ready ourselves is to serve and become selfless, full of compassion. To steady ourselves is to withdraw from all unwanted engagements with the world. And once ready and steady, both are there, like in a race, go. You reach the goal. And this is whole effort. By Shivaratri, we can worship Shiva, we can offer our gratitude. That's a part of the festivities. Every festival has a devata, and because of which we celebrate that festival, and we offer whatever prayers, pujas, and gratitude to that divine. But beyond that, it is only to make us pure and steady, so that we realize, we understand, we experience that truth within ourselves. The easiest way to do that is to begin with service, selfless service. You need not go to work only in hospitals and schools, anywhere. Charitable word, thought, action, kindness, all this is the way to God. So for Kali Yuga, for children, the practical way of spirituality is help, be kind, be compassionate, like Shiva. Follow in his footsteps. I was telling yesterday, nobody wanted the halahala, nobody wanted the poison. For good things, everybody fought. For but difficult thing, no, the Shiva took it upon himself. He drank the poison and held it in his throat. That is why the Nilagriva, Nilakantha. And stayed awake. Why? Because if he sleeps, poison may go in. So Mother Parvati, the Shakti, the ability, came and said, no, you cannot swallow this poison. You must only hold it. And therefore, since then, they say he holds it in his throat as the Nilakantha. Until he holds it in his throat and stays awake for the sake of the world will go on. If he spits it out or swallows it, both ways it is not going to help the world. So he stays awake, Jagrata, always awake, because he has to save, help, show his compassion to all. So in this path of spirituality, we have to be not just awake, just awakened, always aware of our divinity. In that awareness, all differences disappear. It's a beautiful experience. And it is our birthright to experience that at all times. We are denying ourselves. Nobody can deny this. Nobody can take it away from us. Nobody can tell you cannot have it. At least our scriptures declare it loud and clear. It is your birthright. You are that. And therefore, to reclaim our existence as the Lord Himself, the Shiva Himself, is our effort of this life. So to all the children and the devotees who have stayed awake all night and also prayed and worshipped, I received a lot of prayers, not just physically but even otherwise, from around the world. They were all praying, Swami, this is the one Guru Dakshina we want to give you, to realize this truth which you teach us. And I don't expect any other Guru Dakshina at all. But I don't expect any Dakshina at all. The only Dakshina I expect is, please walk in these footsteps of Shiva. Be compassionate. Let us celebrate that Shivaratri every day, every night by being compassionate to one and all. And don't worry what will happen to us. He will take care. The one who takes care, that runs the whole universe, will also take care of us. Let us not fall into the trap of this selfish thinking. Let us redeem ourselves. Mrityu or Mokshiya. This is Mrityu. Limitedness, selfishness, narrow-mindedness is Mrityu. Selflessness, unlimitedness, infiniteness is Amrita. That's all Shiva can offer us when we pray. So I am very glad that all of you have made efforts and you will continue to make efforts. The beauty of this spiritual path is no effort is ever wasted. Even if you have not achieved it this night, no effort is wasted. Neha vikrama nashosti pratyavayo na vidyate. No adverse effects, and this, whatever you do, abhikrama, that effort will never get wasted. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little knowledge that we are divine, if we achieve, greatest of the fears born out of our selfish thinking disappear. Like the dew drops disappear when the sun rises. Likewise, each of us must make efforts. That is in our hands. Every effort will be rewarded eventually. So, no effort is lost. That is the greatest assurance that Bhagavad Gita gives us. On this spiritual path, no effort is lost. In other paths, I am not sure. But in this path, life after life also the effort continues. It accumulates. It's never lost to us. So with that assurance and faith that Shiva is watching over us from within and walking on His path is the true way of celebrating Mahashivaratri. And every day, every night, ahoratram kuru punyam. Keep doing good is the way of Lord Shiva. Let us follow that simple path. And don't worry about how many Vedas I know, how many Upanishads I chant, how many mantras I can remember. All that is secondary. If it happens, good. If it doesn't happen also, if this has happened, then everything has happened. If your heart has filled itself with compassion for all being, Asya jnanena mokshena kim jata bhasmalepnai. What is the need for jnana moksha? He is a jnani. He is already jivana mukta. Doesn't need anything more. That is the way of our life. That is the way of our spirituality. May this light of wisdom that has come our way by the grace of the divine and the gurus spread to the whole world. May everybody be redeemed of this mrityu bhaya, this limitedness. May everybody live this life filled with that Shiva bhava. In that, let everybody rejoice. Let everybody be full of ananda. This is my blessings. And especially I love it when children make efforts, small children, because they can reach faster. This is why I always tell them, you have not yet been entangled and ensnared by all the worldly attractions and distractions. You have the easiest way to this truth. So make efforts. The earlier you start early, drive slowly, reach safely. You can start early. It doesn't mean the others should give up now. I am too old now. What is the point? I may not achieve. No. Neha vikramana shosti. Any effort put on this path will not be lost. Who knows? Who knows? Hiranmayana patirna, sunrise is happening. That golden vessel in which this truth is hidden. Tasya apahitam mukham. Why you reveal it to me, he says. Remove that cover, which covers ignorance, that covers our truth from ourselves. Why? Sathya dharmaya drishtaye. I walk on this path of Sathya dharma taught by the Upanishads, taught by our gurus. Therefore have compassion and reveal this truth to me. That's all the prayer is. It's already there. So whether you are old or young, in spirituality there is no age. Age is to the body. Therefore we are all the same, ageless. So we can always put efforts. Putting efforts is our duty, our role. That we must offer as Naivedya to Lord Shiva, and he will bless with Atmananda as the prasada. So go on putting efforts. Never give up on this path. That is the way. And I bless that all people will sooner or later experience that oneness at all times. And in that oneness, feel that the whole universe is just them. In that thought, be redeemed of all limitedness, pettiness, all selfishness, all narrow-mindedness, and embrace the whole world as one, all as their own, all as themselves. With these blessings and prayers, we conclude the Mahashivaratri celebrations for this year, and it will be followed by the prasadam. I'll come and give a few prasadam. Don't demand now, I can't go around giving prasadam again. Compassion is okay, over-compassion is no good. If I come with one ladle, I know everybody will stretch their plate. In the evening itself, I wanted to go around, but I felt a little tired, so I did not want to go. But all night I was thinking, so many devotees are wondering if Swami comes closer, if I can touch the lingam, which was there in their heart. So I thought I'll go around. But remember always, in all situations, it is that consciousness alone that is our truth. Everything else is just an illusion and a cover on it. So being that is becoming that. Being that is knowing that. So be that. How? By doing what it does, by saying what it says, by thinking what it thinks, by feeling what it feels. You will become what it is and know that what it is. This is the way. Very happy. Namah Shivaya.
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद बांधव ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियंतयु नीवे स्वामी मरियंतयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेंद्राश्रया ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय